The Dom Life Podcast presents Real Talk.
A BDSM Back to Basics miniseries intended for listeners 18 and older.
Welcome, all you sexy people.
Yay, it's that time of the night where you want some sexy going on.
There you go. Absolutely. And we are very excited
So excited.
to be bringing you this mini series, Real Talk.
BDSM Back to Basics.
So we have been very, very busy.
So busy bringing you interviews and topics and all the wonderful things.
Yes. And although the interviews and everything in our normal podcast is very important to us, and it was very important to do, it gives all of our listeners a different perspective
Right.
on BDSM.
Plus, we talked about the kink community. We talked about upcoming events and events that we attended.
Yep.
So we've been doing all the interviews so that you can meet all the people from home.
Exactly. Everybody that we talk about, we just got through interviewing John and Tanya at Club Tempted because we talk about Club Tempted so much. We wanted to bring you, the managers from Club Tempted, so you get to know them a little bit.
We brought the next episodes that are coming up are the rope, which
We're
was
having rope coming up.
yay, a rigger.
Yep. So we wanted to
Continue
again,
those.
we want to continue those, and those will continue on. We've got several episodes already lined up
Right.
all the way through March of 2025. So there is plenty more to come.
But in all these episodes, we kept saying we want to get back to basics, but when can we do it?
So here you go. You are now going to be getting an extra episode,
Yay.
as Lady Dee calls it, bite-size
Bite-size.
episodes. We will be dropping these episodes through the week at night, either for you to listen to before you go to bed,
Or, come on, Master Nick, let them know.
or early the next morning.
Well, we were talking about recording it so you can listen through audio or video.
Yes. And you will now be able to see us. So if you want to stick with audio, keep listening where you always do.
It'll drop just like our normal episodes,
Absolutely.
just during the week.
But we are going to do this is our very first video episode that we are going to post.
Yes.
It will be out on YouTube. Make sure and go to YouTube. Check us out there. You can watch us. You can see our wonderful, peaceful, relaxing podcast studio that we have
Right.
set up here. And it is in our bedroom. So we are here in the bedroom. So after our podcast, we can just move right over there
to the bed.
to the bed.
For some sexy time between us.
Absolutely.
We really wanted to do some one-on-one time, and with all the interviews and everything lined up, we decided that this was the way to go, and we're going to do bite-size, meaning 20 minutes or less.
Absolutely.
And we are doing a small topic.
Yep.
Even if it's a big area, we're gonna cut it down.
Break it down. We're going to give you nothing but BDSM topics for educational purposes.
Yes.
If you are a beginner wanting to learn, here is the avenue. If you're into BDSM and you want to try to learn something new, this is your avenue. There's so many possibilities, so many opportunities here. You're now going to get 2 episodes, both of them audio, one of them video. Very exciting to us. We hope you are just as excited as we are.
So what are some of the topics that are going to be coming up, Master Nick?
We have several topics actually already lined up in the works. We will be doing scene creation, and
It's such a big topic.
that is such a huge topic.
It comes up in all of our episodes.
It does. Just about every episode we talk about a scene. So we are going to sit down and give you bite-sized topics of the scene creation in several different areas to kind of give you an idea of what a scene looks like. We hope to be able to paint that picture for you.
Yes, through words.
Our scene creation episodes right now, we have the sensual, light to medium impact on a cross.
Yes. And then, oh man, this one sucks. I keep saying we need to drop it. Punishment, a punishment scene on the cross.
Yes, what a punishment scene may look like. And again, all of these scenes will vary from person to person. But for somebody that doesn't know and has no idea of where to start, it will give you ideas so you can run the creativity through your mind and you can use the exact same scene that we do or take what we got and make it your own.
During the interviews, we've really picked up a lot of things from other people.
Oh, yes.
So even if you've done punishments and you've done now by listening to us, maybe they'll have a different idea or something they didn't think about, and then they'll be able to include it in their world.
Right. And just so you know, I mean, I've been reading and learning about BDSM a little over 5 years now. And by sitting down and doing these interviews with our friends, with people we've known, some we've known for a couple of years, sitting down with them and doing these interviews, I have learned so much more by listening to them and by watching them in dungeon scenes.
Oh, yes.
Little tips and tricks.
Some of them we like and some of them I don't.
I like all of them.
So,
and then we've also got scene creation for a date night.
Yes, out in a vanilla environment.
Yep.
So it's a DS relationship still. Now you get to do some undercover stuff.
Exactly. So you can be as discreet as you want about it or as open as you want about it. But we're going to paint you a picture of a date night scene as a dominant and submissive. What the ideas that you can come up with, what you can do, things you can do, places you can go, all kinds of stuff for that. Other topics that we will be talking about
are
ways to introduce dominance in your current relationship.
Because that's a big thing. When people are brand new into it, they're like, what do I do? Or how do I start?
Right.
You know, both of you may not have any experience, and we just want to start giving you some ideas.
Right. And try to make it a little simpler for you as it was for me. I had to do a lot of Googling. I had to do a lot of reading. I didn't even know podcast existed 5 years ago. I know they did, but that should have been an avenue that I went down. Instead, I chose to spend all day Googling and reading and researching. So hopefully give you a little bit better ways to introduce dominance in your current relationship. We're also going to talk about building yourself into a good dominant.
Right.
Now, I like to think of myself as a good dominant. I do know sometimes everybody has their days, and I know that there are days I'm not the best dominant. We're all human. And the most important thing is a mistake isn't a mistake if you learn from it.
Right. And you're a good dominant. The bad dominants can create an environment that's abusive.
Yes.
And with a submissive submitting, that's easier to do than you would expect.
There is a very, very small fine line between BDSM and abuse. And we hope to kind of give you an idea of what being a good dominant and keeping everything on the side of BDSM. So that's a topic.
We're going to talk tonight because it's sexy time, right? So another thing we're going to be talking about at night during the podcast is kinky times when apart.
Yes, and those can be very fun. You get to tease and play through text or through video chat.
Right.
And really build up for when you do get together that evening, that night, the next day, whatever it is. It really builds upon that experience.
The sexual tension.
Yes. Giving your submissive a task or 2 or 12.
12 is a bit much. Let's start out slow.
For you all, let's start off slow. So we'll do 1 to 2 tasks, some ideas. We'll probably list several tasks.
Right.
And then you can pick and choose or take little pieces of each one and make it your own.
So for me, submitting, even when it's hard, because there are times when I don't want to give up that control when he tells me to do something and I groan in my head, not out loud because I don't want to get punished.
Yes.
So it's all new. It's all exciting. You're going to a club for the first time. You're going to one of these events.
Yes.
It's so exciting.
Yes, it is.
But you got to remember who you came with.
Exactly. Make sure you have the open communication between you and your partner.
Right.
We have seen
relationships
take a nosedive.
Yes.
There is a lot of various reasons. I do not know those particular reasons, but I do know what keeps us from taking it nosedive is the open communication.
Yes.
Having times to sit and talk when your emotions aren't right or when something upsets you.
Right.
The grass is not always greener
No,
on
it's
the other
not
side.
greener.
And if it is greener, it's fertilized with a lot of bullshit.
That's exactly it. It's exactly it. So
We
topic.
are going to go over
No.
initial contracts,
Nope.
do's and don'ts. And I've been thinking it is time. We've talked about it for months. We need to sit down and renegotiate our contract, take some stuff away, add some stuff. So this would be a good episode for us.
Maybe when we're doing these bite-sized chunks, we can drop in some of the things we're updating or changing so that they can see what we thought in the beginning versus what we could really live in real life.
Exactly. So definitely look forward to doing that episode. We've also, since we've started this, we've gotten a lot of feedback, and it is great. We love the feedback. We love hearing from you.
Oh my gosh. It makes us feel so good when people reach out to us and say nice things, when they say, hey, I was interested in any of that. It makes you feel good because it means my words have meaning.
Yes. And we've gotten questions. We've gotten quite a few questions, actually. And we try to be very quickly in responding to these questions.
Responsive.
And normally, if you reach out and ask us a question, we will sit down and discuss back and forth and then come up with the best way of answering it between the two.
But you've thought of something
we've got
new.
An idea that we will do a Q&A episode for the questions that you send us. You can do it anonymously if you like.
Or you can put your name in and we'll call you out on the podcast.
But when we do our Q&A episodes, you're not going to get one answer.
No.
You're going to get two answers.
And we won't collaborate. We'll both write our individual answers and be able to respond so you can hear both my opinion, which is way more important.
And then you'll get the dominant side of that question. So that's very exciting. Send us your questions. Send us your topics. Is there a topic that you would like for us to discuss?
Right.
And if it's a topic we are not familiar with, then we're going to sit down. We're going to do our homework. We're going to research it.
Right.
Hopefully we like it and we introduce it into our relationship.
But either way, we could do a podcast on it, especially with this back to basics, real talk where we are one-on-one. It makes it a little bit easier. So,
yep. So a lot to look forward to. Don't forget, like, follow, and share.
Be sure to check us out on YouTube.
So we are the Dom Life _Master Nick.
Right. Somebody already had the other part of it. So you have to do the full, the Dom Life _Master Nick.
Check out our videos. Follow, share.
This video, because this is the one that's dropping.
Yes. This will be the video that gets dropped. Again, all of our mini-series, we are going to video them.
Yes.
And if you all like them, if we get enough feedback, if it becomes popular, eventually all of our podcasts
We've tried a couple of times, but it's a lot harder when there's interviews.
Yes,
sometimes people are not as comfortable. And then there's also side conversations. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
We will definitely.
That's perfect.
We will definitely be waiting for your response to let us know. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Don't forget, like, follow, share, spread the word, spread the education.
We love you.
And come back next week.
Good night.